Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. So, here we go. Titan Hard mode. For the sake of the Gabu storyline in 3.4, I think we're in now? 3.4? Yeah, something like that. No difference in the actual fight itself. I probably could have started recording after we killed it, but yeah, whatever. The story said we'd fight Titan, so we're gonna fight Titan. And I'm gonna buff, I guess, this Dark Knight. On there, instant. Put shields on everyone, because I can. That works. I'll buff the machinist after. There you go, machinist. Kick butt. I buffed you. Maybe I should have buffed the bard. Yeah, whatever. Really that important? I love this fight. When it gets to this point of the music, I love this fight. Like, this will forever be ingrained in my memory as one of the coolest fights of all time. Oh god. Oh dear god, tank. I'm glad that Tank wants to help, but Tank needs to stay in his own lane. That's like the 50 point mage up. I'll take this bomb to the face, I don't care. I guess Titan's almost dead. My problem on healers, I always tend to start ignoring the boss, like, directly. But that tank got so many people killed. If the boss has a cleave and a cleaving tank buster, you don't turn it around. Talk about frustrating. You know what? Let's jump off a cliff. Woo! Spring break! Ow. I've always wanted to run around down there, but you can't. Sad day. Oh, look at all those comms. 3 comms. I'll take it. I'll take it. Gabu still unresponsive? Yep. Cutscene time. Yep, for like the umpteenth time. It's like the, I don't know, like the 4th time I've killed him in the course of the story. It was like, there was story mode, there was hard mode for the side quest, there was hard mode for this, and there was extreme. So yeah, that's the 4th time for story-related events that we've killed Titan. No, we didn't actually see Gabu get tempered. I mean, the only reason he would be tempered is because he's the one who was responsible for the summoning this time. But, I mean, all we saw Titan do was punch people and then get tackled by black or obsidian carbuncle, so... Titan's Bane for the 4th time. Ooh, fish on a fire. That'd be tasty. I love grilled fish. Or baked fish. Or pan-fried fish. Fish is good. Although salmon is the weakest of fish-related dishes. If you're gonna have fish, you should have grouper or barracuda. Or...
Who goes there?
It's only me. It's me, Alisae. It's me. Clyde.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way.
Is that a Coil-specific line?
My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve, and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Let's see. You know, what would Clyde want to say? I feel like she would have heard enough about Isael and Estinian from Alpha Node by now. Probably doesn't want to hear about Alpha Node. Let's go with this one.
He is quite a man, the Lord Commander. I shall have to thank him for his kindness. Truth be told, I was rather taken aback by it all. Given Ishgard's famous love of foreigners, I was half expecting the Kyrugians to berate me for bleeding. But I never heard an unkind word. Everyone there seemed relatively open and friendly, in fact, thanks in no small part to your tireless efforts, I suspect. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light.
You just call me Clyde.
As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on. For the sake of those we hold dear.
Yeah, I suppose. I think the first time I ever did this cutscene, I told her about Alpha Node, and she was just like, ah, great, for the love of the 12. Something like that. Looks like they're near Ul'dah in the Silver Bazaar. He's got a fire crystal of light.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too-delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
Damn!
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done.
What a cocky bastard. You don't even know the strength of Clyde's sword arm. This Thancred stopped you both times.
What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
So if you haven't gotten it by now that they're beating you over the head of the club, that's your Yanshe. Right? That's your Yanshe. Surely you picked that up. What with all those gigantic hints? Search for Alisae. Oh yeah. how are they gonna get them to eat? Oh, he speaks. Waking Sands, huh? Very well. Very well. Let's go there again. Yet again. Hmm. Hmm. I just had a thought about it later in relation to a major story event. And the idea of the Waking Sands. Yeah, it made me all warm and tingly. And if I remember, I shall tell you about that thought later, much later. Probably at least 80 chapters from now. Yeah. The writers for this game, it might not be Shakespeare, you know, but the story is very good. It's very involved. And they do a really good job at referencing the old material and keeping up with the continuity for the most part. Now, there's little things here and there, although some little things you might consider big things. Excuse me. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every humble calamity. 7 times have they succeeded, then of 10 and 3 only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Menphilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul sundereth to her call, or surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the warriors of darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, aye. The verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh, and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the manner the warriors of darkness described, it would give way unto a void where none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such at least is their belief, I surmise. seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of the Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. And you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Unless thou wonder of their motive, I would remind you that the Asians had once attempted to bring the summoning of Ralgar. The individuals who took receipt of those shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Eileen Royale's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Asians, assuming they even know, or care, who their new employers are. Well, of course. Clyde's Alamegan, so, you know, he's got a vested stake in this. Look at her giving Urianger a shit-eating grin. He won't even look at her. Well, not shit-eating grin, but a, I guess a scathing glare. Man in black robes, huh? The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Eileen Royale, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. You gonna tell us that you saw Urianger conspiring with the Asians, Alisae? Because I know you did. Let's go ahead and switch over to Dark Knight and take our helmet off. Little Alamigo awaits. So does actual Alamigo, honestly. Sounds like a plan, sounds like a plan. Oh, but Gundobald's in the west, and I know Gundobald. Well, I guess a cave with some tents would be better than nothing. Hmm. Shouldn't we run into Ida and Papalimo around here? Weren't they helping out with the resistance? Hmm. Unrivaled, huh? Hey, I was just saying that I know Gundo Bald. Well, sometimes only one man can't, you know, as much as people like to harp on saying that, you know, you can be, one person can change the world, one person can also die face down in the mud without so much as anyone knowing that they died. So it's entirely possible that, even given his best efforts, until now, he didn't have the sway that he needed. Sunken Temple of Karn, huh? I guess Alisae's got no love for demagogues. Maybe he's been held up by the Warriors of Darkness. Or maybe he's shadowing them, at the very least. I mean, we as players know that they're trying to lay a trap for us. I suspect, you know, with what Urianger just told us, he told us all the exact details of the crystal shipment before Thancred did. And so he knows exactly, you know, like, he's corralling us all there to go into the trap. He's got a big old spear.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. think of them, and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home.
Yeah, the beauty of being a masked demagogue is you could probably have body doubles doing your speeches for you, as long as they had a similar enough voice and a similar enough build. Be a good way to keep yourself safe too.
We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
Tita and Papalimo.
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
More agreeable surroundings. Yeah, let's go to the sunken temple with all the traps and the, killer statues. Yeah, that's more agreeable. That's more agreeable. More rugged and world-weary, huh? I would say that my Ishgardian travels reinvigorated my spirit, if anything. But I suppose there was some trauma with it. Of course! You're Clyde's first scions. Popped a scion cherry. You were all like, this guy's gonna be a big deal. We should put him in a movie, make a big star out of him. I guess we could get the spaghetti pescatore. Very well, very well. I'm pretty sure that they just Talbot sells you the same exact weathered clothes that you put on way back when you were posing to get kidnapped as refugees by that dude, you know, the very first time you fought Ifrit. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're exactly the same, so. You do have the Sack of Gil, don't you? Sack of Gil. A heavy leather pouch entrusted you by Papalymo. Not all problems can be solved with a fistful of Gil. For the rest, one must needs resort to a sack. Yep, that's the exact same stuff. But let's look even more the part, shall we? Let's put on some, I don't know, toadskin arm guards, maybe these jack boots? Nah, not the jack boots. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we can keep the sword on. We keep the sword on. Gotta interest them somehow, you know. Past glories, you're like 16. Eh, whatever. One time you lost your binky. It was quite the adventure.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
That would be interesting.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light?
There's me.
Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
A lifetime ago? How long? Tell me the exact time frame, please. I want to know how old the characters of the game should be.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
Well, she's Alamegan too, you know.
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Yeah, I sure do. It was Mefrid and his companions. And the fact that the Gridanians had let in the female Alamegans. And they had me kill antelope for antelope horn. No, I replay the story regularly. I go back to the past all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. One life for one world, huh? But whose life? For which world? Take the helmet off. We'll just leave the helmet off. Gotta go talk to Alisae. Hopefully we can get to the next portion of the story within the next 8 minutes. I would like to start the next episode out with, well, what's coming next. Of course it took Thancred a while. He can't teleport anymore. Oh, okay, we made it. So, an instance battle, how about that? It's almost like we're being led into a trap. Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here for now. Thanks for watching. Next time, we'll see what this instance battle is all about. And if you hadn't guessed, it's gonna be against the Warriors of Darkness. Whose side is Yurian Shay on? Find out next time.